Arsenal are interested in signing Pedro Neto from Wolverhampton Wanderers, a signing that Mikel Arteta believes that he will complement his dynamic and fluid front three at Arsenal in the FAO. Hector Bellerin ultimatum is happening today at Arsenal, and then we are talking about Ben White. Sorry, it's not Ben White. Talking about Gabriel Magalhaes reacting to that world-class performance by William Saliba up against the side which goes by the Crystal Palace. Then we have some players who signed today in history for Arsenal, and so much more to be brought to you onto this channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? Where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Thank you for the love, guys. You guys are really great. I really love you, and thank you for really doing what we call reciprocation in the for you. You guys are really doing great for me, and I really love the way you are really subscribing to this channel. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Someone will ask, Rokani, how do you subscribe to this channel? Go into the lower right bottom corner. There is that red button that has the word subscribe. Hit it. After hitting it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. Rokani David is my name. Let's get straight into these stories that are really going to excite Arsenal fans in the for you. Today, I would like to flaunt this in here for you, that today in history, in 2019, Arsenal announced the double signing of defenders Kieran Tierney from Celtic for £25 million and David Luiz from Chelsea for £8 million on deadline day in their fee. So it shows you that it has always been a norm for Arsenal to sign players on the deadline day. Last summer, they brought in Tomiyasu, and this summer we're waiting to see who are they going to bring in, because it's now how many years back? 3 years back, because 2019, 2022... those are 3 years back. 3 years back, Arsenal brought in two players. Kieran Tierney is still available, though he's being disturbed by injuries at Arsenal. But remember, he's really a very good player that Mikel Arteta brought on for Zinchenko in the 83rd minute of the game, as he really came in through. And this is how he looked when he signed in for Arsenal last summer. Sorry, in the summer of 2019. So 3 years down the road, he's at Arsenal. He's really a high performer. He's one of the highly rated left fullbacks in the Premier League. And I really believe that, apart from injuries being a problem for him, I really believe that he's one of those players that Arsenal fans do love a lot in the for you and hold high in high esteem. Then this is David Luiz. David Luiz holding that Arsenal shirt from Chelsea, joining a side which goes by names of Arsenal 3 years ago. So it happened today. Arsenal announced a double signing, and this is the player who goes by the names of David Luiz in there for you. So smash the like button, comment and share, guys, and let's have close to 100 likes on this video as far as Pedro Neto is concerned. Now let's get into that Pedro Neto story, because it has been put out everywhere, and it was brought out by the Express Sport yesterday night, and they told us that if Goncalo Guedes joins Wolves, it could potentially pave way for Pedro Neto to join Arsenal in the for you, meaning that there is an interest for Arsenal to sign this man who goes by the names of Pedro Neto. And after that, after telling us that, Fabrizio Romano told us the following, that a deal of Goncalo Guedes joining Wolves on a permanent deal, agreement finally completed. Guedes expected to fly on Monday to undergo medical and sign as new Wolves player. Long-term contract agreed, 32 million euros plus add-ons to Valencia. Here we go soon. So the yardstick that Arsenal will depend on to get in Pedro Neto is done and dusted. Obviously, Goncalo Guedes is really a midfielder who has been playing for Valencia. He has already flown in England to undergo his medical, and this is the yardstick that was put there by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sorry about that, guys. That is the yardstick that has been put there by Wolverhampton Wanderers to sign a player who goes by the names of Pedro Neto. So Pedro Neto, to a side which goes by the names of Arsenal, might happen anytime from now, because Arsenal are really looking for that player in the for you. And the yardstick set is that if at all Guedes comes in at the side which goes on Wolverhampton Wanderers, obviously they're going to sell Pedro Neto, because it looks like several teams have really picked up interest in Pedro Neto, with Arsenal leading the race in the for you. When you look at Arsenal, they're looking for that left-footed player who can play well on the right wing. They really believe that the flair of Bukayo Saka is lacking. He's really a very good player, but they need to put on another player on him to really uphold or really gate out something that Bukayo Saka has not yet offered to Arsenal, because right now he is in the comfort zone at Arsenal, knowing that no one can get him out of this position. Reason being, Pepe Nicolas cannot push him any further. So they need to get in a player who is really going to go ahead and really act a lot onto the improvement of Bukayo Saka. So Pedro Neto will be a very good signing. If I told you watch that game on Saturday as Wolverhampton Wanderers played Leeds, where they lost 2-1, you can admit that Pedro Neto is really going to be a very good addition to Arsenal in the foyer, because he can provide solutions to the front of Arsenal constantly. That's it, because he's proven. He's a Premier League proven player, playing 13 games for a side which goes by names of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then scoring 1 goal last season. And I think he came up with an assist yesterday, Pedro Neto, but he was really busy on the field of play. So I think this is a player that Mikel Arteta would want, and I will believe that they might go in for him, because he's not going to go in there for expensively prices that for you however much they really sell expensively. But I really believe that if at all they really sold a player who goes by names of Diogo Jota to Liverpool at £45 million, I think if at all they get £40 million out of Pedro Neto, it won't be really a very bad bargain. And I think it will be a bargain for Arsenal, because I told people that Rafinha coming to Arsenal was really so much challenging to Bukayo Saka, because obviously on any day, for me, I would start Rafinha ahead of Bukayo Saka. I don't know what you guys think about it, but for me, on any day, I would start Rafinha ahead of Bukayo Saka. It was an upgrade, but it was like showing Bukayo Saka that, all right, thank you very much for what you've done for us, but we believe we have a player in the names of Rafinha who is really going to take over you. So again, I think it would have threatened him and his career. But I really believe that when you bring in a player like Pedro Neto, obviously Bukayo Saka will feel the pressure, but Pedro Neto will not displace Bukayo Saka immediately than how Rafinha would have done, because Rafinha goes straight to the starting line of Arsenal. That's it. He goes straight to the starting line of Arsenal, that is Rafinha. But Pedro Neto, at least he puts pressure to Bukayo Saka, knowing that obviously there is a player who is here to really get things done for me and is going to put pressure on me. And obviously he can really get the best out of Bukayo Saka through pressurizing him. But the mentality of Bukayo Saka, when you bring in Rafinha, I don't know whether it would have handled that situation and pressure that was going to be exerted on him by Rafinha, because every time Rafinha could step on the field of play was going to do magic. You get? Pedro Neto is good, but I think he can really handle being on the bench for Arsenal for some time, not until he proves Mikel Arteta, please, I'm the real person to really start ahead of Bukayo Saka. And by the way, having a season where Arsenal is going to play close to 60 games the entire season, I really believe that Pedro Neto will be a very good addition, playing the UEFA Europa League, starting some Premier League games, and really coming on through. Like that game of Crystal Palace, Arsenal lacked quality from the bench, especially onto that right wing. I really believe that Bukayo Saka, amid his team really putting up that cross, where is it Guechi, that guy, that central defender of Crystal Palace, connected into his own net. I don't believe that Bukayo Saka really had a very good game. He never had a very good game, because even when I put him up into the player rating section, he got 0, because people voted for William Saliba, Ramsdale, and Martinelli, and obviously Saliba was the man of the match. But Bukayo Saka got 0, meaning that his effort in that game was not recognized, meaning that if at all Arsenal had a better player on the field of play, they would have taken him off around the 70th minute of the game. That's what I really believe, because if at all Pedro Neto was at Arsenal on Friday, he would have really come on through and really put up some good impact in there for you. That is Pedro Neto. And secondly, Arsenal are in for Moussa Dembele, and we brought you a story yesterday that Kroenke approved the signing of this guy and is pushing for Arsenal to signing for a guy who goes by names of Moussa Dembele. So it looks like Arsenal are in for 2 wingers, and there is another one who plays for Villarreal. That is the second story I'm coming in with here on this channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football, because even Edu is in Villarreal, Spain. The player that is being linked to Arsenal is in Villarreal, Spain. So we are waiting to see whether that is the mystery winger Fabrizio Romano was telling about us. But it looks like Arsenal are now settled on 3 left-footed wingers. Pedro Neto, one of Villarreal, and Moussa Dembele. Those three is where Arsenal is really lacking, is really sticking, and they want to get one of those in the foyer. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in on a daily. And let's get into this other story in here for you as it's coming in from the Arsenal. I think it's Italy. Is it Mercato? This guy Mercato has really been good in this transfer window. That's what we believe that I had to bring this story to you. Matteo Mercato is telling us that Bellerin's representatives will fly to London to resolve his future in the next hours. There will be a key meeting with Arsenal this week. The idea is to get him sold as cheap as possible. Betis is waiting. Obviously, the player really turned down very many offers from Juventus, from Atletico Madrid, from Villarreal. Close to four teams wanted him, but he said, no, I want to go back to Rio Betis. But Rio Betis gave a bid of £4 million. That was a total joke. It was like an insult to Arsenal. But I heard of Ed really explaining why they terminate contracts of players like they did of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and they really gave him £7 million to leave Arsenal and really join Barcelona in there for you. So I think Arsenal are really fed up of this player. They want his future resolved by the end of this week. And I think after today's meeting, when his representatives fly to London, everything is going to be done and dusted, and this player is going to be let out on a free, or the Arsenal will accept £4 million. Of which, for me, I really believe that letting him go on a free, it's not financially beneficial to Arsenal. But if at all they're getting you £4 million, then get that money. Obviously, it's not in the plans of the manager. And why shouldn't you hold that money and really late it? I know it's a joke for Arsenal because he's 27 years of age. They would have gotten more money out of this deal. But trust me, he's not part of your plans. Why don't you let him go and get in the £4 million other than terminating the contract with him and compensating him, and then let him go? Let the player go to Rio Betis. Get in the £4 million your Betis is getting you, such that you can add it onto the money that you guys are really waiting to bring in Yuri Tielemans, because it's saying Arsenal is less by £5 million. And United is coaching its guns at Newcastle. So if Arsenal don't go in early enough, then United will come in with a 30 million bid, and they'll have to match it to get in Yuri Tielemans. I really believe that get this 4 out of Rio Betis. Let the player go to where he wants, because he's not even part of your plans, because that right back option is really full. You're having Tomiyasu, there is Sodiq Soares, even Ben White proved to us that he can really go ahead and play there very well. Then why don't you let him go that side? So to me, I believe that it's better to let Hector Bellerin leave, because he has been a real servant to Arsenal, and it's time for him to really call it quits with the side which goes by the names of Arsenal and join a side that he believes that is comfortable to go on and play a ball in there for you, because he spent his entire season on loan at a side which goes by names of Rio Betis, and where he really performed very well, and I think it's better to let him go in there for you. Now, the performance of William Saliba against Crystal Palace is really exciting every Arsenal player, and every Arsenal player is coming out to really give out compliments that are really so much firm and appreciative in there for you. Now, even his central defensive partner in that game, Gabriel Magalhaes, has gone ahead to say, all right, this is the ideal guy I'm supposed to be playing with. And in his own words, this is what he had to say. Gabriel Magalhaes said, for me, he's the best. He's very young, very promising, a very good player. I'm also happy to play with him together. He has now started in the Premier League, and he was so good via standard in the for you. That's where that came in from. So trust me, Saliba is really a breather in that central defense. And secondly, we should call for his consistency. You get? Amidst his talent and everything, we need to see him do this game in, game out. Isn't it? Isn't it what we want? Isn't it what we want, guys? I think consistency is one of the things that we should call for in the for you, because I've told people that you can be top class player. Being a top class player is easy, because it's a matter of giving us some moments. You get? Even if you're not consistent, you can be a top class player. You get? But what makes you a world class player is consistency. Consistency is the difference between top class and world class. You get? I've told people that players like Paul Pogba are top class because their consistency is lacking. You get? But players like Luka Modric are world class. Ericsson is world class. He's consistent. Season in, season out, Ericsson will get you the same results and performance statistics on the field of play. You get? So I will believe that William Saliba is good. He played very well against Crystal Palace. On Saturday, Arsenal is playing against Leicester City, a game that's not going to be all that easy. They're going to be facing Tielemans, a player that they really like. I'll expect Arsenal fans to go on and really hail him in Emirates, in high esteem. So, it's not going to be an easy game, but I think Leicester are really weakening season in, season out because they've now lost their goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. So, it looks like everything is going to go on in the hands of Arsenal. But let's wait and see whether it's going to be a very good game or not for Arsenal. But William Saliba is yet going to face another test of a fast centre forward in the names of Jamie Vardy and Patson Daka. Those two are really so much fast. The way they burst into space is when we're going to see how William Saliba if I know William Saliba puts in performances like this for the next 10 games, obviously he will really go ahead and really be one of those that are going to walk down in history as one of the central defenders in the Arsenal back in the for you, because we've been having central defenders like Vermaelen, there is Sol Campbell, there is this captain who was left-footed, Evans. Was he called Evans? Yeah, he played the central defense very well. Which other player? William Gallas came in through and played very well. So, as how things are really standing in the Premier League right now, William Saliba really had a very fantastic game against Crystal Palace. Hails are over him, but he needs to go ahead and really do this game in, game out. Secondly, the big question and big task for Arsenal to go ahead and accomplish is simple: tying this guy on a longer contract. Remember, William Saliba is having 2 years left on his contract, meaning that for Arsenal to be safe, they need to tie him on a longer contract before this year ends, or before he goes to the World Cup. Trust me, William Saliba, with the performance he's putting up at Arsenal, he's going to be a starter to the central defense of France in the World Cup, because I really believe that he's going to be partnered with Raphael Varane. That's it. Two fast defenders, good on the ball, and all of them are really proven now. After the World Cup, suitors are really going to be talking to his agent and promising him heaven and earth. So, it's better for Arsenal to tie him on the contract before the World Cup, because after the World Cup, he's going to go to the World Cup, or he's going to impress. Secondly, suitors are going to be very many for this player. You get? Maybe he might delay to put pen to paper on the deal that Arsenal has put on the table for him, because he knows that, let me go to the World Cup, put up a very fantastic performance, then I'll demand more from Arsenal. Because right now, William Saliba needs to be earning a lot of money at Arsenal. If you tell me that William Saliba is not going to be given a deal earning not less than £150,000 a week at Arsenal, then that means Arsenal won't be knowing the value of this player that they are really having right about now. So I think William Saliba is taking his time to look through the deal of Arsenal, and he believes that he should be offered more. But a deal is already on the table from Arsenal for William Saliba to go on and put pen to paper to it, because it looks like he's one of those that really excited a lot into the opening game of Arsenal in the for you. And Gabriel Magalhaes really felt like, all right, I'm now having a better partner in the for you. And for Gabriel Beneloha, who said that Ben White is overrated and Saliba is really better, I now admit. I agree with all what you said. He's really a better player than Ben White, especially with the pace, slight tackles, his energy, and aerial duels won. He really proved to me that he'd be a better player. So I apologize to you, Beneloha, either for you on TalkSport, and you will say that I said no. I have to first evidence this with my naked eyes, and obviously yesterday I went ahead to see it with my naked eyes that a player who goes by names of William Saliba is better than Ben White. Thank you guys for watching in. Tell me your reactions onto Arsenal to sign Pedro Neto, the Hector Bellerin ultimatum, his representative flying in Arsenal today, all in London today to discuss his future, and then tell me what you think about players like Tierney being at Arsenal 3 years now, and then David Luiz, and what you think about them signing for Arsenal in the For You. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner and smash or click that red button that has the word subscribe, and then hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video on this channel. I'm planning, by the way, to come up with the digest of the match day 1 of the Premier League and confirm the results and who really played very well, and I think I'll come up with my Premier League team of the week. I'm going to come up with it, and I really believe that it's really going to be up there, and you guys will have your own saying onto that team. I'm out.